Sloan, now it is time for our positive news, Drops and Pints.
Drops and Pints are all about the good news source.
Yeah.
There's so much negative news out there. We have to bring the positive news. Otherwise, you know how it is. We all get exhausted.
I know.
And we're all getting just trampled by the negative news.
Plus, Laura, what is Why Do You all about?
Love.
Positive energy, people.
All right, you want to start?
Sure. I'm giving a pint of Guinness to the good police of Clearwater, Florida. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because a Krispy Kreme truck was stolen in a nearby town. And they found the Krispy Kreme truck in Clearwater. Krispy Kreme was so happy the truck back, they gave all the donuts to the police. Now, you might think the police would eat them, and they did take their fair share, I must say. But what they did actually is they took all that merchandise, all those edibles, and they went and parked in the homeless area in Clearwater, and the homeless lined up, and they gave all that food to the homeless.
Huh.
And I just think that's policing.
That's community policing, yeah.
That's community policing. And you know, the reason I bring this up is because I had a student in one of my classes not too long ago say, you know, I don't trust police. And I said, my instant response is, I don't blame you. Because he was African American and I know what he's talking about. And I'm like, oof, I get it. But there are moments, and these moments need to be celebrated when the police are doing something brilliant, and this is community policing. So I wanted to give a Guinness out to the Clearwater police for doing something really positive and proactive with a moment, a crime that happened, and they did something right. You know, so cheers.
Amen. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Sloan, I'm giving me pint of Guinness to Aubrey Fontentot. I posted this story on my Facebook page, but I thought that it should have a why do you treatment. Aubrey's son was getting bullied at school, and Aubrey didn't like it, as any father wouldn't. And he went to the bully, but instead of like getting in his face and being all like macho about it, yeah, he said, "Hey, what's going on? Let's go take a ride." And they like he chose kindness, and he just talked to this kid and found out that this boy in his son's class was getting bullied himself, or at least like, I don't know, negative sort of peer pressure that his clothes were dirty, his shoes were out of style, right? Because comes from a lower class background. Yeah, so basically he was just taking all that negativity and like reacting to it, right? And bullying.
Which is what you said the father would normally do, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, he broke the cycle.
So, yeah, he did break the cycle. So what he did is he took this young kid to like Walmart and bought him like new clothes, right? And it like changed this kid. Now suddenly the bully and his son are hanging out playing video games, and it turns out like Aubrey was bullied. Like this is how it works, right, Sloan? This is how things change. Is that somebody decides to choose kindness, even though they come from a long line of abuse or violence.
Yeah.
An individual making the choice to choose kindness, and then that just suddenly like spreads like a virus.
Kindness is the sexiest thing on the planet. It really is.
Yeah,
I agree.
Until we start really truly embracing that, we keep thinking that kindness is this weakness, but it's not a weakness; it's a strength.
I mean, I understand.
It takes a lot of strength.
It does, and I understand this because I volunteered in some underprivileged, at-risk middle schools. These are like 13, 14, 15-year-olds who are just off their nut with like hormones, and they're ornery. And this one kid just didn't want to hear anything I had to say. And my response was I just wanted to like beat that kid.
Right.
You
Which a
know?
lot of people do.
But my partner at the time said, maybe he's coming from a bad background. She's good at that, by the way. I have to give her credit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're right. So I just did what my mother said back in the day: killed him with kindness. And I'm not saying I changed him like Aubrey Fontentot did this bully, but I did get him to at least soften.
Right.
It's about earning respect, I think. And you do it, with honey better than vinegar. It really is true. So, there's my pint of Guinness to Aubrey Fontentot of Houston. Cheers, lad. Well done.
What is it that Martin Luther King said? Darkness will never defeat darkness. Only lightness can defeat darkness.
Yeah. This is why I know there's hope for humans. Because we are finally learning these lessons.
I'm giving me drop of Jamie to bipartisanship in this partisanship world. Exactly. Well, here's the crazy thing. Just came out. The U.S. banned, temporarily now, it's not permanent, but banned new mining claims north of Yellowstone Park. And this was not just Democrats and not just Republicans. This was a combination. They came together, and this company was dying. I give you the company's name to mine there, but the ban was supported by a host of Montana businessmen and organizations as a means of preserving the popular recreation areas. Early this week, U.S. Interior Secretary and former Montana Congressman Ryan Zink approved a 20-year ban on mineral mining in public areas north of the historic site. Here's what he said. Hey, listen to me. Mm-hmm. You're not a big fan of him, but this is huge because normally they would mine there. Mine everywhere. A place to mine and a place not to mine. And this was a huge thing. It took bipartisanship to make this come about. Now, don't get me wrong. There's mining all around there. There are a lot of things to mine.
So basically, it preserves Montana, right?
Northern Yellowstone Park enters Montana.
Yeah.
Most of Yellowstone's in Wyoming, but just above the park are all these areas that are public lands as well that can be mined. But they put a halt on that. They said no to preserve the park. It's a small thing. They're going to put it up to legislation. They're going to find out if they can do a permanent ban on it. But the key word here is the bipartisanship. Mm-hmm. Because when's the last time you've said that word out of your mouth to apply to any kind of
actual progress?
Progress, exactly, actual progress. So maybe it's not even the mining around Yellowstone that I'm so thrilled by. It's more that we've gone back in time to a time when we had bipartisanship. I mean, like people working on a common idea to make this country better, Yeah. So anyway, that's my drop of pint there. Cheers.
You're drunk and I'll go, you're drunk and I'll go. Like to show